What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Art of Crypto, the birthplace of absolutely legendary gains. In this video, I am going to talk about XRP and why I genuinely believe that this thing is about to take off, especially in Q1, Q2 2022. And if you guys don't believe me, stick around to the end of this video. If you guys want to figure out the exact entries that you should be looking for XRP, you're going to want to stick around to the end of this video as well. Now, before I dive right into it though, I have a very important announcement to make. I have just created a Art of Crypto announcement channel almost, right? I will leave the link in the description box below, but what this group is some place where I'm able to share, any market updates as well as any trades that I might be looking at, especially, for example, on XRP, I've already made, a post on here. So if this is something you're interested in, I'll leave the link in the description box below, as well as the chat group, which has always been here. It's just I never really promoted it before. The link has always been in the description box below since the creation of the the YouTube channel. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure to check it out, and remember to follow me on Twitter at _theartofcrypto. That's going to be where I'm sharing again the latest market updates. So make sure you follow both the Telegram and Twitter, right? Both are equally important in my opinion. Twitter is probably a little bit more important, so that's something that might interest you. Check it out. But otherwise, I'm sorry for the extended intro. Let's get into XRP. So looking at XRP against BTC. Now on my Twitter back then, I have basically for the last 3 weeks, I've already been saying XRP is not, XRP is probably going to perform. And, you can see exactly that. XRP recently just did, a 20-30% pump. And for XRP, which is a top 5 or top 6 crypto, that is huge, right? Because the market cap is huge. And now I'm going to get, even more in depth into why I think this thing is about to pop off. So looking at XRP against Bitcoin, which is always a really good gauge to determine which coins are going to start outperforming, the rest of the market soon. And you can see that we have a beautiful, absolutely beautiful consolidation pattern right here. And it looks like, we have just recently broke out of the consolidation pattern and we are currently coming back down to retest this trend line. So let's try to figure out, in the beginning, what kind of an entry we can look for. So if I just draw a fib from that swing low over there, right there, because you can see that this swing low and this swing high, and this is what makes up this move right here. So if I just draw from the swing low to the swing high, and I go back to the 0.618, you can see that, we are indeed retesting this block right here, right? And this is what you call a bullish order block. And think of it as an area of untapped liquidity. If you want to figure out exactly how to use order blocks in order to snipe the exact bottoms, as well as get a basic explanation of what order blocks are and how to spot them and how to use them, I'm going to link a very simple explanation video on the top right hand corner. Of course, if you want to get the full in-depth guide, you're going to want to check out the private Discord group. That's where the trading course is going to be, but I'm going to get into that later. So once it retests this block, right, this is only sort of the beginning of the story, right? Because ideally you want to see it retest the trend line, although we might not get there, right? That if we were to retest the trend line, that's going to be somewhere at about 0.786. And don't worry, I'm going to translate this over to USD terms later. For now, we have to focus on Bitcoin. So if it does, come back down to retest this trend line, it's going to be a while. So in my humble opinion, I believe that you should pay attention to the 0.618 and the 0.705 for potentially an entry. And that is going to be at about 1,815 Satoshis and 1,776 Satoshis, right? These two entries are going to be absolutely key. The main sort of, way that I use Fibonacci's is when price breaks above the previous high, right? Especially when you get a break in market structure. For example, over here, you have a previous high. You just broke above that previous high. So right now, every time you break a previous high, you can draw a fib, right? From swing low to swing high. The 0.618 and the 0.705 is going to be very good areas of value for you to jump in. And you will always find that order blocks form at the 0.618 level of the fib. And trust me, this is not coincidence. These market makers who control the markets, they do this all the time, right? The sooner you learn to spot what these market makers are trying to do, the better off you're going to be, especially once you learn how to spot what they're trying to do and then you trade alongside them instead of against them, because they're the ones who move the markets. It's just going to help you a lot, right? So in the event that XRP comes back to retest this zone right here, I'm going to be very interested to be going on a long on XRP with a stop loss preferably set at about 1,700 Satoshis, right? Just beneath this trend line right here. So that's how I'm going to approach this, trade. And as for the take profit targets, which I'm sure a lot of you might be interested in, let's figure that out. And this is the beauty of working on, a BTC chart. You get so much price action to play with, and you can really narrow down, the take profits and everything. And notice how when I'm determining the take profit targets, I'm zooming out to a higher time frame, right? A lot of beginners struggle with not going high enough for the analysis, right? They do the analysis on, oh look, there's a bull flag on the 15-minute. That's going to be huge. Whereas, the market makers are not even looking at the 15-minute. And before you jump onto a lower time frame, what I would suggest you to do is, to go onto a higher time frame first, mark out levels on the higher time frame, and then base your lower time frame sort of trades off of the higher time frame levels. And this is exactly what I'm doing right here. If this tip has been helpful to you, drop a like on this video. It's a small gesture, but it really helps a lot. So now that I've understood like the weekly levels, right? And basically these are just levels where historically price has found some kind of reaction on more often than not. And so these are going to be sort of key levels that we can pay attention to and utilize in order to base our trades, especially to take profits. So in the event that, this trade does fail, and that is the exact bottom. And by the way, to all of you guys watching, right, I am calling, like, if you were in the, well, once you get into the Telegram, you would know that I highly recommend, just de-risking a little bit during this weekend, because it's Christmas weekend this week. And let's just say that, price action is not going to be beautiful, especially when you look at Bitcoin Volatility Index, which basically just tells you when a big move is about to happen on Bitcoin. And, the recent crash, right, you could even foresee it because you had this consolidation pattern that was forming on Bitcoin Volatility Index. And then this was the big move right here. So Bitcoin Volatility Index is almost like a crystal ball. It tells you what's going to happen when. And as you can see, right, it's pretty reset right now. It's sitting at about 2.5, which is low for Bitcoin Volatility Index. So, just be careful during this weekend. I highly recommend, just setting limit orders and stepping away, right, and de-risking right now while you still have the chance to do so. So that's going to be the trade that you're going to want to look at, for the take profits. I'm going to be looking at about 2100 Satoshis. Personally, I'm going to also be looking at about 2600 Satoshis, right? Make sure you're marking these levels down, by the way. I'm already giving you the exact levels to pay attention to. If you're not marking them down, there's nothing more that I can do to help you, right? And, the next level is going to be at about 3333 Satoshis, 3700 Satoshis. Just utilize these take profit levels as though you just take your profits in partials, right? Maybe 25% here, 25% here, 25%. Sorry, ignore both of these, right? These are not TPs, these are just key levels. The TP would be at about 2700 Satoshis, right? That's going to be the blue line. So that's going to be one here, one here, one here. And, you can take the rest at about 3700 Satoshis, or if you want to, you can take it at 4500 Satoshis. Now, if this works out, this is going to give you about 155% on XRP of all coins. And, that's going to be huge. And as for the time frame for how long this is going to take, I'm going to presume it's going to take about 3 to 4 months, right, at least, to reach that level. And, that's really not long at all. You look at stocks, you look at any other, financial vehicle, and where you get gains 150% that quickly. So seriously, don't get too impatient, guys, okay? So now that we have understood what is going on XRP BTC, let's go back to the USDT chart and try to translate this over to the USDT chart. So what you can see right here is if we just draw this pattern right here, and if we draw a fib from which swing low was I looking at? I think I was looking at this swing low. Whoops. Yeah, this swing low to that swing high over there. You can see that the point. Oh, okay. That's definitely the wrong swing low that I've been using. So let me just redraw this. So from swing low to swing high. Yeah, right there, right there. So this is from this swing high and this swing low right here. You can see that the 0.5 fib level, which is sort of like a mid-range for this pattern, is oftentimes, right, I like to talk about ranges. And if you want to learn how to not get wrecked in ranges and how to spot a range and how to trade a range, check out this video that I'm going to bring on the top right hand corner. It's going to tell you everything you need to know about basically how to trade ranges and how not to get wrecked at it. And if you want sort of a very simple strategy in order to make about 50% to 100% gains every single month consistently, and I promise to you this is not clickbait, but I have made a video about a very simple strategy, with very clear, exact rules to follow on the top right hand corner. Check it out. It's very beginner friendly, and I highly recommend it. So at the moment, you can see that XRP has broke above this mid-range right here, and it is currently coming back down to retest this mid-range. So right now, if you were looking at XRP USDT, you could even take a long right here, maybe about a 4% stop loss, and your target would be over here, right, at this bearish order block right here, right? And this would be, a 5-to-1 risk to reward ratio. But I would much more recommend that you, again, draw a fib from this swing low to that swing high over there. You can see that the 0.705 lands at 84.85 cents basically. And it is going straight into this bullish order block right here, which would be the ideal entry for XRP if you do get it, right? If you get this, bam, right, it's probably going to, try to attack this block right here. And it just so happens that this block lines up with the trend line. So, assuming that this is going to be, so let's take a trade there, stop loss beneath the order block, and then target is going to be that bearish order block, right? Even though this is a 9% stop loss, it's still going to give you 4 risk to reward, ratio on this trade. So definitely pay attention to this, right? Again, the entry is going to be at 85 cents and the target is going to be $1.15 for XRP. So that's going to be the first entry, right? The second entry is you could legit just, take a long here, set a tight stop, and, target about, I would say, this level right here at 1.06, right? Assuming you take a entry like this, with a 4% stop loss, that's going to be your target, 2.5 risk to reward ratio. Of course, this is going to be much more risky than another trade. So I would highly recommend that you be a bit patient, especially heading into a Christmas weekend. Pay attention to the 0.705 instead is going to be, my genuine recommendation. So that's going to be 2 entries right off the bat for XRP. And, if we were to mark out some take profit levels, similarly, I'm going to utilize the daily chart and, which is a high enough time frame for us to do our analysis on. And, we're just going to mark out some key levels. So let me just remove that blue line over there. Make sure, if you miss those levels, pause the video, go back a bit, and gain an understanding of those levels, right? Because I'm giving you guys the exact levels right now. If you cannot be bothered to mark them down, it's really nothing much that I can do to help you. And these are going to be some key levels to pay attention to on XRP. Before we even talk about take profit targets, right, just pay attention to that entry, and that's going to be the target. And if it breaks out of the range, if it breaks above the trend line, then you're definitely going to want to pay attention to $1.3, $1.66, and if I just draw a fib from that swing high to that swing low, we're going to get the all-time high take profit levels, and that's going to be at 1.131272. So these are going to be the levels that you're going to want to pay attention to, right? Which is $2.13, $2.35, $2.5, $2.86, and 3.42, and about 4.28, right? I don't expect $4 to get hit that often, that quickly, but $2 definitely easy for XRP. And again, I do believe that this is going to be, like, just look at this pattern, right? Tell me this does not look beautiful. Once you break out of this pattern, this thing is going to go absolutely parabolic. And I believe $3 XRP is definitely Q1 2022, or at the latest, right? Q2 2022. This is going to give you about a 3x over a 3 to 6 month period. And I don't know about you, but I'd be really happy with gains like this. So make sure you pay attention, especially to that entry right there. If you get it, stop loss beneath the order block right there. And, these are going to be the take profit targets. And again, if you just want to get access to all of the trades that I've been calling recently, and we've been killing it recently, if you look at the profits page, we're making money every single day. It's probably going to pay itself off real quick. Over here, you're going to get access to the latest market updates, as well as all the tips and tricks that I have up my sleeve. This is where you're going to get access to the trading course, where you'll be able, like, if you want to take your trading game to the next level, this is where you're going to do it. You're going to get access to all of my, small cap altcoin gems picks, where, they can do 10x to 100x even. And yeah, it's just, check it out if this is something you're interested in. But otherwise, I hope this video has been helpful. Drop a like if it has been. And for now, may the gains be with you, my friend, and peace.